So now Harbinger is gonna make their lands blue, and let's hope they don't have like a basic swamp here. If they don't have a basic swamp, we're doing pretty well. Yeah, 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 that's what I thought. Hello everyone, it's your favorite forager of stones. I'm the control guy, and I'm back with another video for you guys. Alright, welcome to the second video of that little poll that I did a couple days ago, maybe like up to a week ago now. So I said, what do you guys want to see first? Do you want to see land hate or do you want to see Eldrazi? And you guys said Eldrazi, so we did Eldrazi. That video popped off. Thank you so much for all the views. I really appreciate it. Again, I think when Ugin comes out, that's going to be a sick deck to play. It's definitely going to be on the channel again the minute Ugin comes out. Been upgrading it a little bit as well, so yeah, that's going to be really fun when it comes out. But today, let's focus on the other deck that I built, which actually I thought you guys might want to see, but I guess you want to see Eldrazi more, so let's play some land hate. Let's get right into it, shall we? Alright, as I said, today we're playing blue-white land hate. This is a deck that I've been trying to like figure out for the longest time. Like, I wanted a Harbinger of the Seas deck, like ever since Modern Horizons 3 was like spoiled. The day it came out, I tried to build this, and it just never worked out for me. Like, I just never was able to lock people out. And then again, that was probably because of the meta at the time. Back then, there was like this Gruul land destruction deck that was playing Blood Moon, and I basically wanted to counter them by turning all their lands into islands, which is pretty cool. And it worked when it worked, but like, back then, not many people were onto like Boros energy and stuff like that. It was mostly like decks that didn't really care. Like, for example, like, here's the thing, right? The biggest problem with Harbinger of the Seas, in my opinion, is when you play Harbinger against Show and Tell, they just untap, use their blue mana to cast Show and Tell and win, right? So this card is very, I think it's as a lock piece, it's worse than Blood Moon, because red is just a color that doesn't really, not many decks can do much with red, but blue is your cantrip color, it's your counterspell color. A lot of colorless spells are pretty good right now, so like, I feel like Harbinger isn't technically as good as Blood Moon or Magus of the Moon, but here's the thing, it can still lock people out of the game entirely. Like, if you're playing as someone who's not playing basic lands, this will kill. On that note, I've not really said this on the channel before, but I have this one conspiracy theory on Arena that I completely believe in. I believe in deck-based matchmaking. I'm telling you, the Arena devs, they have like statistics for each card, and they see that you have a win percentage with this card against this deck, and you have a win percentage against, and so on, and then they match you into decks that you're bad against. I swear to God, because every time I sleeve up this deck, I play against mono black, mono red, or Show and Tell. The three decks that don't care about Harbinger at all. So I'm just saying, like, deck-based matchmaking might be a thing. Like, I remember as I played that Bant Stifle list, as I was preparing for the video, I played against only non-fetch land deck. I would play, I kid you not, I played against decks that were 3 colors, but playing all triomes and like the check lands instead of playing fetch lands, even though Timeless is literally a fetch land format. I was losing it. And then with this deck, I only play against all swamps mono black or all mountains mono red. Like, it's crazy. That being said, this deck isn't obviously just Harbinger of the Seas. We're also just a control deck, right? We have the good old Mana Drain Ring combo, which is just, I think this is just, at this point, the One Ring might need to be restricted. Like, obviously not, it's not gonna be restricted because it's not like that strong of a card in Timeless. It's a very strong card, don't get me wrong, don't take my words wrong here, but it's not seeing that much play because people are literally just winning on turn 1 at this point. Elephant in the room, by the way, turn 1 combo. Again, as I say, you can play Spell Pierce in your control decks if you want to. I hate that card. It's really useless in the late game. You will hate that you drew Spell Pierce in every matchup, including the turn 1 combo decks, because when they're on the play and they turn 1 Dark Ritual, Sorin, Saint Elenda you'll look at your Spell Pierce and hate yourself because it didn't work anyway, so why play a bad counterspell if it doesn't work anyway? This isn't like Legacy, where Spell Pierce is really good because it for 1 mana can counter a Force of Will after someone has tapped out. This isn't Legacy, this is Timeless, we don't have free counterspells at the moment, so Spell Pierce just isn't that good. That being said, if you can't beat turn 0 combo anyway, just make sure your deck beats everything else in the format and then just lose to that deck or hope that deck stumbles. And that's pretty much what we do. We hope that those decks stumble and then we turn all their lands blue and they can't cast their spells anymore. That being said, this deck, I built this a while ago. I think it's still good. I'm not sure anymore about the Test of Talents. I've seen a lot less show and tell in the ladder. This card is obviously amazing as show and tell, just straight up destroys their whole game plan. But it's not as good against like the black unfair strategies. Like, yeah, you can clip out all the dark rituals from their deck, but their top end doesn't really care about this unless it's Buried Alive. Buried Alive is obviously weak against this, but their top ends are like Necro with the 2 Necros and Sorin. You can't target them with Test of Talents. So in that case, you might want a different counterspell in your flex slot. That being said, we are just a pretty much basic blue-white control deck, just built around Drain Ring and removal spells. But then we also have Stoneforge Mystic, which is a really cool card. Little story about Stoneforge Mystic. I, back in the day, would go to this one shop in London called Dark Sphere, and they would do, well, obviously Friday Night Magic. They play Modern, but I was a student, so I didn't really have a Modern deck, but I did have a Paper Legal Standard deck, which, if you guys want, I can show you some other time. I had a Paper Legal Standard deck at the time, so I would play a Standard deck in Modern, which was pretty funny. I mean, I lost pretty much a lot. Hey, the wins that I did get were cooler. That being said, I would always get paired against this one guy who had Orzhov Stoneblade, and I could not beat that. I could not beat this card. This card, I remember back in the day, and I saw this for the first time, and I saw this put in Tutor Up and then put in Caldor Complete. I was like, there's no way that this is a real Magic card. You must have just printed this out of your printer, man. There's no way. But yeah, Stoneforge Mystic, really cool card. It's a creature for 2 mana. It tutors up any equipment in your deck. And then once it doesn't have Summoning Sickness anymore, you can, for 2 mana, put that equipment into play. Obviously, we want to put in broken equipment. So we want to put in something like Dissection Tools, which is basically Arena's Walmart version of Caldor Complete, or Battleskull, I guess. Battleskull and Caldor Complete are the 2 ones that you would put in older formats. They are both not on Arena, so we need like budget versions of them. Dissection Tools does a pretty good Battleskull / Caldor Complete impression. It's basically if you put it in, it's a 4/4. It gives you some card selection, and then it's a 4/4 with Lifelink and Death Touch. And obviously, the equipability of this is technically free because you can sacrifice a creature to equip it. But yeah, Dissection Tools is basically your kill option with Stoneforge Mystic. Then in Murders of Call of Mana, we got Cryptic Coat, which is your card advantage engine with Stoneforge Mystic. When Stoneforge tutors this, it can you can put it in for 2. It turns the top card of your library into a cloak creature and gives it unblockable. But then later in the game, when you have a lot of mana lying around and your Stoneforge is just sitting there doing nothing, you can return it to your hand and then put it back into play with Stoneforge, and return it to your hand again, put it back into play with Stoneforge, and so on, right? You can just keep looping that every turn, and you make a board of 2/2s that all have Ward 2, by the way, because that's Cloak and not Manifest, so not bad. And then, last but not least, we have a spicy new addition. We have a Planeswalker equipment in the Aetherspark. Teased in the video before this one, but here, obviously, it's going to shine a little more. Yeah, this is a Planeswalker that Stoneforge Mystic can grab, which is really nice. This is like our other card advantage engine / thing that makes a threat. Because the Aetherspark, obviously, with its +1, it attaches to a creature, and then it can't be attacked unless they remove that creature, which is really nice. Obviously, it still dies to Artifact Hate and Planeswalker Hate, but whatever. And then -5, draw 2 cards. So basically, the idea is we have a Stoneforge, we fetch the Dissection Tools, we have another Stoneforge, we fetch Aetherspark, or we just have Aetherspark. We attach the Aetherspark to our 4/4 Dissection Tools monster. It then becomes a 5/5 with Lifelink and Death Touch. And whenever it hits your opponent, Aetherspark will get 5 loyalty counter. Not even opponent. Whenever it hits anything, Aetherspark will get 5 loyalty counters. and then you can just draw 2 cards every turn. So that's pretty good. That's really, really, really good. We don't have a big use for the add 10 mana of any one color, but to be fair, if we do have this and a Cryptic Coat, the 10 mana is basically bouncing Cryptic Coat multiple times and putting it back into play, so that's not bad. Good to have. Also, obviously, we can fuel mana into, like, I don't know, casting One Rings and Lórien Revealed and whatever. So yeah, this deck kind of combines 2 things. It combines land hate with Harbinger, with Stoneforge Mystic. And other than that, it's a control deck. So we're trying to just play a controlling game, play slow, play time. You don't have to slam on turn 3. You can slam on turn 3 in some matchups, but you don't always have to. You really want to back this one up with a counter spell, because if they, like, I don't know, pitch a Solitude and you lose your Harbinger, that's like you've given up your lock piece. Which is, in my opinion, why I wish Harbinger Seas was just Blue Moon and was just an enchantment. If this was a blue enchantment, that would be so much better. This would be so much stronger. But it's okay that it's a creature. It makes sense. That being said, give us back to basics on Arena, and this video is sponsored by no one because I am a small creator and don't have a sponsor. So yeah, that being said, that's the deck. Obviously land based, skewed towards Harbinger of the Sea, so we have a lot of basics. We have some utility lands in Mystic Sanctuary and Meticulous Archive, but the rest is literally just fetch lands to get our basics. And yeah, that's about it from me from here. Let's get into the game, shall we? See you there. Alright, just real quick before we get into the games, I think it's probably best for all of us if I play queue here. Unfortunately, due to the current state of Timeless, which is just turn 0 madness, the ranked ladder is actually just disgustingly full of turn 0. Hopefully Wizards sees these statistics and does something for the format, because obviously, like, even if we don't get Force of Negation, this just has to stop. I don't know what they're going to do exactly. There's a BNR coming up. I don't think anything's going to change for Timeless, to be very honest with you. I really wish it did. I really wish Dark Ritual got restricted, but that's not going to happen. That being said, you don't play ranked right now if you want to have fun. This deck here is good, I think. It's definitely like tier 2 to tier 1. It's not as strong as the Eldrazi control deck because its endgame isn't as good, but it definitely has legs. Obviously, it's just a control deck. But I wouldn't recommend playing it in ranked right now because it's just too... Ranked is just too egregious. That being said, as you can see here, little spoiler, I've been playing a lot. I've been playing some more Explorer again. Explorer is actually quite fun right now. I recommend playing Explorer. If you're a Timeless Mage, most of your cards that you craft are in Explorer, like, usually, because Timeless is the more powerful, bigger format, if that makes sense. So give Explorer a try. I'd really recommend it because Timeless right now is actually disgusting. It's just not fun, really. I'm sorry. I'm the Timeless guy. Trust me, I'm the Timeless guy. I've been wanting Timeless since forever. But right now, with everyone just going, I'm on the play Dark Ritual Sorin or Dark Ritual Necropotence or Dark Ritual Buried Alive, it's just not fun to play. And even if you're playing those decks, right, are you really having fun turn 0 comboing your opponent out? Or getting turn combat out turn 0 every game? Like, is that magic to you? I don't know. So obviously we need some free interaction, and no, Wizards Pact of Negation isn't free interaction. Don't be silly. We need real free counter spells, or something to deal with it, because Leyline of the Void doesn't deal with turn 1 Sorin Elenda. Solitude doesn't deal with turn 1 Dark Ritual Necropotence. There's just too many good turn 1 things to do, turn 0 things to do. It got worse with Chrome Mox, so like, I think it's about time Wizards to add some, something to let us stop to deal with that, right? Something. I know Mindbreak Trap is on Arena, but again, land, Dark Ritual, Sorin, Elenda, that doesn't care about Mindbreak Trap. Land, Dark Ritual, Necropotence doesn't care about Mindbreak Trap. The Phoenixes also don't care about Mindbreak Trap because the spell that you're Mindbreak Trapping doesn't prevent them from coming back from the graveyard. So, I don't know, man. Wizards need to do something. Anyway, that rant out of the way. I will at least for the start play some Timeless play queue. If we do a little too well, obviously I'll pull it into ranked because obviously in play queue people aren't as serious. But man, it's just Timeless is really not fun right now. I'll say it. And I love the format. I really love the format. And I think discussing turn 0 combo decks are fine in a format, but they're not fine if there's no way to answer them at all. There's no deck that counters turn 1 or turn 0 Saint Elenda. That nothing counters that. Like it's just it's basically unbeatable. It's just a coin flip in the mulligan phase who goes first and if you have your combo at turn 1 or not. So I think that's not magic, but whatever. That being said, let's hop into the games. We go first. We have land, Lórien Revealed into Harbinger. Sure, keep. I think I'm gonna fetch island with this, then lower it up. Oh, or not, or I'm just gonna die on turn 1. Necrodominance, sure. This format, man, this format is so cooked. This format is so man. This format is so whatever. So we have to find a mana drain here, basically. I mean, we could still lock them out of the game with Harbinger if they don't do anything on the next turn, right? If I find a counterspell, this is actually not looking too bad. If I find a counterspell, this format maybe this format isn't cooked. If I find a counterspell, but it's just like you just roll your eyes instantly when you see turn 0. Like, look at him go. And I found Stoneforge Mystic, that basically does nothing, right? I'll put it into play so they have to answer it, but that's doesn't really do anything for me here. Take action. Let's get Dissection Tools. So if they don't do anything this turn, we have a good chance. If they like just remove my Stoneforge, that's really good. But again, they are a Chrome Mox deck, so they don't really care about like Harbingers. So. Alright, tap that. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Keep getting away with it.
If there was a chance, it's now. If there was a chance. Oh, we won, guys. Oh my god. It's almost like that deck is horrible, but it can go off on turn 1, so there's potential to win. Like, oh god, I hate this format so much right now. So basically what just happened is they just got unlucky and fail rated. They just didn't find their second dark ritual in the top 17 cards of the library on turn 2. The fact that you can even see 17 cards of the library on turn 2 is crazy to me, but they just didn't see a dark ritual, so they can't win any. They think that I'm gonna pressure the life total so hard that they can't draw any cards. Obviously, these cards at least have the downside of skipping your draw step. So obviously, if they're too low here, they won't be able to utilize these cards anymore, and they will just die. So Stoneforge Mystic kind of out-pressured them, which is lucky for me. And this is what I mean why the format sucks so much, because we didn't really play Magic here. I just happen to have a creature, and they hit their fail rate. Like, you have to hope for them to stumble. If they stumble, you win. If they don't stumble, you lose. It's just, I really don't like that my video right now is just me complaining about the format, but I'm sorry, that's just what it is. When you try to play like a more like for fun control deck, and not like straight up just like the most egregious stuff possible, this will happen to you. But oh well. Let's move on to the next game. I'm playing against Dad. Alright, we go first. We have Solitude, White Card, Teferi, Mana Drain, Harbinger. Finally, a good hand. Let's keep it. On the play as well, so... Oh my god, a real land? It's not just an Usul spell player? Let's go. I'm really sorry, by the way. I'm really sorry if you guys have to watch me be tilted the whole game, but... It's just the format, man. It's just what the format's doing to me. Alright, let's fetch our Meticulous Archive here. Looking for a land, mainly. It's a land, I'll take it. My turn. Player tap that. No, player has fetch land. See what they do on their turn. I might... If they like just go for something, I don't know what they're playing, by the way, so we'll see. Are they on Dimir Frog? Are they on Dimir like Reanimate? Are they on Show and Tell? We actually have no idea what they're playing, so let's see if we want to stick it to Teferi early. Show and Tell doesn't usually play Verdant Catacomb, so this is looking a lot more like Dimir. Just give me a tempo or something. They are Sultai. There we go, that's a frog. So I could either mana drain this frog, or I could Solitude the frog. Or I could just Teferi the frog, that works too. I think I like... Oh, I don't really have a land. Okay, let's let the frog resolve, because that's fine. Let's fetch another Meticulous Archive. Maybe we can find a... Maybe we can find a land. Maybe we can find a land. Alright, there we go. So, now the question is, what do I do here? I have a lot of options. I think I actually really like the play of fetch planes, then pitch Supreme Verdict to kill the frog like this. There we go. Kill the frog and then Harbinger them, because that turns off their lands. Obviously, they're a blue deck, so they still have blue. But if they're going for like discard a thingy here to reanimate it, because they're the Emperor of Bones deck, aren't they? So now Harbinger is gonna make their lands blue, and let's hope they don't have like a basic swamp here. If they don't have a basic swamp, we're doing pretty well. Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright, this enters. Oh, we can now just Aetherspark as well, but they might have counter magic. I think I'm gonna resolve it to Teferi first. Oh, that resolved instantly. Okay.
I just can't
And
fucking compete!
See, I told you, Harbinger is actually a good card when it's in the right matchup, right? They are trying to they're trying to Emperor of Bones this, right? They're trying to cast Emperor of Bones, exile Ulamog, then adapt Emperor of Bones, make a token copy of Ulamog that sees the Ulamog in exile and is a 17 power annihilate a 10 creature, right? With haste. That's what they're trying to do. But Harbinger of the Seas, just nice islands. And even though they're technically a blue deck, they can't win against this. And now with Teferi in play, I played Teferi first. I didn't want to throw away my Aetherspark in case they did have a counterspell, but yeah. So yeah, the games where you actually lock them out with Harbinger are really nice. Like, works out basically perfectly. But yeah, unfortunately, you play against a lot of decks that just don't care about Harbinger at all, like either because they have Chrome Mox or because they're just monocolored or whatever. But yeah, this game worked out, which is pretty nice. Gaucho 99. We go first. We have a Solitude hand. This hand is good. Let's keep it. Play Meticulous Archive, which is always an opening hand. This is technically a land, so I'll keep it. Oh no, I shouldn't have kept it. I should have binned it, but it's fine. It's technically a land, so it's fine. Mono red, Vexing Bauble. Okay, so I don't have Solitude anymore. So, what was that about playing against basic land decks when you're playing a Harbinger of the Seas deck? Because that's happening to me right now. Let's do this. Oh, there's the Harbinger against the monocolored deck. Let's put these away. Play a fetch land. My turn. End of my turn. Now here I would get plains, play island, and play Harbinger, right? Oh, creature spells cost one more to cast. Sure. Fun. However, Harbinger is irrelevant this game because they're just on a basic land deck. The Aetherspark. Don't want the Aetherspark. I can't even do anything this turn. I'll take the Aetherspark and I'll Brainstorm. Put away Harbinger. And I guess Verdict. Play a fetch land. Oh look, a non-basic land. Land destruction, huh? Okay. I need to get to 5 mana, or I need a Static Prison. Because I need to rather disguise all these permanents. I mean, to be fair, if he wants to play Do Nothing, that's actually not too bad for me, but I'm scared that they have, like, a, you know, a game plan here. I'm scared that if they build their deck with Thorn of Amethyst, they know they're trying to play around Thorn of Amethyst. Noticeably, my deck is surprisingly creature heavy for a control deck, so I could always play a beatdown mode Harbinger of the Seas. That's always a possibility. Solitude is not affected by Thorn of Amethyst, so I can just cast it. But why am I even acting like this is a real game? This is just, they're just gonna time out an AFK. So I'll see you guys when his head explodes. What a win! I really had to try that game. That's timeless, man. That's timeless. Crazy. There's not really a lot of point in talking really here. Like, they were on some kind of big red hate deck, and they just maybe didn't draw a land or something. I don't know why they timed out, but oh well. GG, I guess. Baker Agent. Okay. Alright, opponent goes first. We have the Aetherspark in the opening hand. We have a Mana Drain. We have Lórien Revealed. We have Brainstorm. We'll keep it, but again, no terminal removal is a little sketchy, but that's fine. We'll keep it. We'll see how this plays out. Not a great start. Oh, into nothing. Okay, sure. That's fine. Are they just some kind of burn deck, or why did they shock that in? Why did they shock that in? Thought sees me. Okay. I will fetch a Hallowed Fountain. Thank you for not accidentally clicking Meticulous Archive, and I will Brainstorm and hide my Mana Drain. They have a swamp, so not like this matters. I will hide Mana Drain, and do I hide the Aetherspark? Is the Aetherspark even relevant here? It's a 4-drop that I can cast off a Mana Drain. If I show them Tamiyo Brainstorm, but I also don't want to show them Harbinger, because I kind of want them to, like, play into Harbinger. So I'm going to put Brainstorm on top. They're probably going to take Tamiyo or Brainstorm here. Because if they don't, I'm just going to Tamiyo Storm on, like, next turn. They might take the Aetherspark if they're worried about that. They might take Wrath of the Skies if they're worried about that. Okay. I'm not going to Tamiyo Storm here, because they have a red mana or black mana. They shocked it on turn 1, remember? So I think they might have like a Fatal Push or something available. Let's just play this and pass the turn with Mana Drain available. See what they do. Nothing. My turn. I will now play Tamiyo out with Mana Drain available. Will they try to kill her in combat? Nope. Will they try to kill her on the end step? Nope. Okay, what are they doing? Now I'm just curious. Now I'm just curious. Thought sees me. Okay, I will Brainstorm in response. I will hide Mana Drain and the One Ring. Now they know about Harbinger of the Seas. They kill Tamiyo, I suppose. That is obviously why they shocked in on turn 1, but that's fine. The Thoughts resolve. I'm either gonna get a. I'm either gonna hold up Mana Drain or cast Harbinger next turn. Let's see what they do. They probably take Harbinger because they probably can't beat that. If I had to guess. Yep, there we go. Harbinger gone. I'm not gonna fetch. Gonna play my planes. Gonna pass a turn. They are again not gonna draw a land, I think. This is the Heist card, right? Cool. Just gonna counter it because I can. So they are Rakdos Heist. I'm gonna draw my One Ring. I'm gonna play a land out. Then I'm gonna fetch Mystic Sanctuary. Put Mana Drain on top. Take action. Play the One Ring. Game Pro everything, draw a card, because I have protection from everything, so they can't Thought Seize me anymore. And then they concede because they're mana screwed. Okay. I don't know what to say, this is just unlucky, I guess. Like, I guess there was some game played there. They had the Fatal Push, obviously, which was very readable. They had double Thoughtseize. They had to take me off of Harbinger because they probably have a multicolored game plan. But then I just was a resilient control deck and just ended up on-ringing them. And I'm just going to draw a billion cards here and then we'll lose the game. Wrath of the Skies is a very interesting take. I think that just means that they're a creature deck and they're scared of their creatures being wiped away. But I think they shouldn't have taken this. They should have taken like a Brainstorm or something. But that being said, it's just a quick game, I suppose. Alright, we're going to do one ranked game because play Q is a little too dumb. Let's play a ranked game. Okay, we have lands, removal spells, and a counter spell. This hand is good. We'll keep it. Opponent goes first, so if they're on turn 1 combo, we just lose, but oh well. Nothing you can do about that. Oh my god, it's a real land. We might have a game of Magic here, guys. Play Arid Mesa, pass the turn. Okay. Fetch Meticulous Archive. Looking for a land here. Another Harbinger. I don't want to reveal this to them, so I'm gonna put it on top. Play a land, pass a turn. We have Solitude available. We can mana drain pretty much anything. Do we care about a Bowmaster? Felia. We care about Felia. Felia is annoying. Because Felia is gonna turn into an Overlord. I might as well play this, because Harbinger turns into an island anyway, and Life Total is alright. This deck isn't very Life Total aggressive. But now we have a guaranteed Harbinger next turn, and we can Solitude anything that happens. Unless they have double Thoughtseize, which is unlikely. Shock. Into Ketramos. Okay. With Ketramos, don't exile Ketramos on your opponent's turn. Exile Ketramos on your turn. The draw a card trigger triggers off itself, but it doesn't trigger on your turn. It only triggers on your opponent's turn. So wait for your turn, and then exile Ketramos. Alright, we don't draw a land. I could Brainstorm for a land, but I want to resolve Harbinger this turn. So I will Solitude, pitching... I guess Wrath of the Skies, because Verdict is good, because it wipes big creatures. So on my turn, Ketramos won't trigger, so they don't get a replacement card for this. Now, obviously, if they're a Solitude deck, they will be able to kill my Harbinger here. But let's just hope they're not. Gonna cast Harbinger of the Seas. And that's gonna turn everything into islands. And now, if they have Solitude, that's good for them. If they don't, they have islands. So they can start playing Magic with blue. Blue mana is better anyway, so I think you should use it. They have the Solitude, okay. Lucky them. They get to play another turn here. If we draw a... Well, they have a Marchbat, so they're going to fetch a basic now, which is unfortunate. They pitch Source of Plowshares as well. They did have to go down 2 cards to do that. And they have a Bowmaster. Interesting. Interesting choice. Okay. Just main phase Bowmaster. Okay. Didn't draw a land, unfortunately. Oh no, I'm gonna Swords the Bowmaster. And then Brainstorm for a land. Unfortunately, we can't find mana here. Really sad. But it is what it is. It's Brainstorm. If they have another Bowmaster, that's fine. There's my lands. I'm gonna put Harbinger on top and I believe Mana Drain under it. Yeah, like this. Then I'm gonna play this island. Pass the turn. Let's hope they don't find a good card up here. And let's hope they are greedy and fetch a Surveil land. If they're greedy and fetch a Surveil land, we have a good chance of... Oh, wow, they are greedy. Okay. Interesting. Let's see what they get here. Do they mill? Swords. Okay, that's very greedy for them to mill a swords. Unless they have one already in their hand. That obviously would be good if they already had one. They're just gonna play that and pass a turn. Now, obviously, if their last card is a Solitude, that's good for them. But I will be slamming my... That means they have to use their whole hand to beat me. Yeah, because I don't have another mana for this mana drain, so I can't protect this Harbinger next turn. So I will just slam this Harbinger, see if they can do anything about it. They didn't float white, so no Solitude over there. Solitude white card. Oh. 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 Okay. We can attack with Harbinger here, because we have a counterspell. And now we have a counterspell for Solitude white card, so it's slipping away from them. We're winning the race. Obviously, if they find their basic land, that's good for them, but right now they just have cards stuck in their hand. So I could cast the One Ring here, but I don't want to expose my Harbinger. And we're winning. We win if we're just going to top deck here, because they can't cast spells right now. So let's hold up mana drain, let's play it safe, let's make sure our Harbinger stays alive, and then we should be able to take this one home. Not attacking is very interesting. There's another land. It's nice. Once we find another land here, we can then cast our One Ring if we really want to. Obviously, this alone is not going to kill them very fast, so they're fine. That's an island. Static Prison. That's alright. We don't need a Static Prison. They're 1/1. They're not blocking and they're not attacking, so I don't care. What could they have? Like, what could they even have that requires a token that I can't mana drain, right? I don't think there's anything they could really have here. They're digging for their basic plains or basic mountain. So this is a Stoneforge, which is really nice, because this puts a real clock on them while holding a mana drain. And here's what the deck does, right? Now the deck's coming together. Stoneforge Mystic, let's fetch Dissection Tools. Take action, Dissection Tools. And let's attack again. Get them dead. I have to get them dead before they get out of the lock. Because it's not a hard lock. A Solitude will beat me. Like, a Solitude will get them out of this, so it's not a hard lock. They're drawing to 3 Solitudes, basic island, basic swamp. Basic island, I keep saying island because everything's islands. Basic plains or basic swamp, that's what they're drawing to. Yep. Chrome Mox. So Chrome Mox would allow them to utilize colored mana. I could counter the Chrome Mox, or I could counter the removal spell, or whatever they're trying to cast, and then utilize my Static Prison to remove the Chrome Mox. This is a hard choice, but I'm gonna let this Chrome Mox dissolve because it makes them go down another card. This gives them access to black and white mana, actually. And then they're gonna use that mana to do what? Surgical my counter spells. That's a really good play. Because I have to counter this, right? I'm gonna counter this, but that's a good play. I will say it. That's a good play. So they might be back in this game. Because now they have a removal spell for my Harbinger, don't they? Main deck Surgical. Thought sees me. Okay, sure. They can take the Dissection Tools, that's fine. But if they don't take Static Prison, they're losing their mana source again. Unless their last card is a remove. Oh no, it's not, because they just use this to Thoughtseize. That's fine. That's fine. I only countered the Surgical because I wanted to make sure that I don't, get Surgicaled. Now without a counterspell, I'm pretty happy just casting my One Ring. Let's take away their mana source. Play the One Ring. Throw everything. Draw a card. Attack them again. Alright, now with two cards in hand here, what can they do? Yep, they can concede. GG. I guess ranked is the way to go if you want to get good games, but I promise you, the reason I was playing on ranked was because I tried playing ranked, and yeah, it was just disgusting. It was just not fun to play. It was all turn 0. It was all like bullshit. Interesting that they went for. Interesting that they went for the Surgical though. I don't know if there was a better way of them playing this, but they they fetched a Surveil land, and then they binned a Swords to Plowshares. That was two really greedy plays, which, in my opinion, got them killed. If they just don't fetch for basic land, or at least keep Swords on top, they don't lose this game, but they did because they greeded out. So that's their fault, kind of. But yeah, that you at least got to see what this deck does. You lock them out with Harbinger, and then you put pressure on them with Stoneforge, and boom, you win the game. And we are back for the post-game chat. I'm really sorry about the games today. They were really bad, honestly. Like, it's low-key a little shameless for me to package these into a video and show them to you guys. I'm really sorry. It was just not, like, it was just not very entertaining to watch. My issue is that's kind of how Timeless is right now. It really is just turn 0 combo. Either they fumble or they win. And then the rest of the decks in the format are all just either like playing some weird stuff or just playing the fastest possible aggro shells that you can play. Because obviously, if your turn 0 opponent stumbles, the best way to win is to just kill them. So people are just playing mono red and Boros aggro, not even energy, just straight up Monastery Swift Spear with burn spells. And yeah, the format is just tiring to play right now. Honestly, I just don't see it. Wizards needs to do something to keep these turn 0 combos in check because it's just too much. It's just too good, right? And like, in my opinion, every other format gets its love, right? When something in another format is too strong, it gets either banned or a card that gets added to the pool that counters it or something. In Timeless, we just don't have any tools to beat turn 0, like as in like beat turn 1 combo on the draw. I call it turn 0. It's obviously not a turn 0, but it's your turn 0 because you don't have a land in play and they're on the play, so they just go for a Dark Ritual, Sorin, Saint Helena, or Dark Ritual, Buried Alive, Surgical Extraction, or a Dark Ritual, Necropotence into turn 2 win. It's just there's too much of that in Timeless right now, and they just have to do something about it. Again, I'm really sorry if this video is way too ranty for you. If you don't like it, next video should be out soon. I'll make another poll on what you guys want to see. That being said, I do enjoy this deck quite a lot when it works. As you saw in the last game, you can just lock some mana bases out of the game because a lot of mana bases in Timeless right now act like when you don't get paired against the monocolored decks are very like intensive on non-basic lands because everyone's trying to fetch, everyone's trying to surveil, everyone wants dual colored lands, maybe sometimes tri lands. Yeah, Harbinger eats well in that type of format. And this is, in my opinion, the one of the better versions of a control deck utilizing Harbinger. Obviously, if you're playing Merfolk or playing Tempo, Harbinger is also really good. But yeah, this is control trying to utilize Harbinger to lock him opponent out of the game and then shut the lid with Stoneforge Mystic because it's a fast win condition, like a fast clock. You didn't get to see the Aetherspark in action this game, but it is a threat in your deck, and it's really cool that it's fetchable off of Stoneforge Mystic. I really like it when Wizards innovates and makes never seen before card type combos like legendary artifact planeswalker equipment. We've never seen that before. It's really cool. It's a tutorable by Stoneforge Mystic. It's tutorable by Karn. Really like that. Really like that innovation. Keep it up, Wizards. That is really cool. That being said, I just hope they add something to Timeless to deal with turn 1 combo, like either Force of Negation or Force of Will. I don't know. Force of Will obviously is a little scary because Force of Will makes Show and Tell even better than it already is because then they can use Force of Will to protect their Show and Tell. But I just think we need something like that. We can't keep playing this format like this. It's just the fact that 40% of your games are just ruined from turn 0. It's just so bad. But that being said, I do still enjoy playing Magic a lot. I do still enjoy playing Timeless. So I'll keep playing. I'll keep targeting it out. I'll keep coming up with new brews for you guys. If you have any comments, suggestions, or whatever, leave them in the comments down below. I'll read all my comments. I heart all my comments. I reply to all my comments. And you guys are amazing. Thank you guys so much for all the views last video. You guys really liked that one. Again, once Dragonstorm comes out, we will be putting the new Ugin into that deck and be balling with that. That being said, that's all from me. Let's go open a pack and end the video. Alright, I'm back with the Modern Horizons 3 pack. Not a Mythic pack this time because I actually did get my third Urian's Labyrinth. I got it out of a regular pack somehow. But yeah, lucky me, I guess. However, we are working towards a Mythic wildcard here, which is great because that means we get to craft Ugin once it comes out. So yeah, let's open this pack. Our vault progress is 13.9. Let's see what we get. I've got a rare. nothing too good here. There's a lot of colorless cards in one pack. Pretty cool. Colossal Dreadmore is a card that I said might be cool with oh, you guys can't see it. Hold on. I was saying Colossal Dreadmore is a card that I think might be cool. I thought originally might be cool with Stoneforge Mystic because it's a living weapon 6/6 with trample. So you can play Stoneforge, search this, and just put it into play for and make a 6/6 trampler. Obviously, Dissection Tools is a bit better because of the utility it provides, and the Aetherspark obviously is also a bit better because of like the it being a planeswalker. But this is also a thing you can fetch with Stoneforge Mystic, so not bad. And then our rare card is Springheart and Tuku, very powerful combo card with there is a deck on in Timeless, well, it's like a tier 3, tier 2 deck, not even tier 2 probably tier 3, that plays like Springheart and Tuku, bestows it onto a Risen Reef, and has Lotus Cobra, so that whenever a land enters, you make a Risen Reef copy that then triggers Risen Reef, which makes more lands enter. Then you can go through your entire deck while Lotus Cobra is making you mana, so that you can then eventually cast a Thassa's Oracle. It's also playing Nadu as well. So pretty cool idea, pretty cool deck. Playing Nadu, Grizzly Bill. It's a pretty cool arena version of Nadu combo. Obviously, Nadu combo never was really good on arena because we don't have those free targeters. But yeah, cool card. Very cool card. We're just filling out our MH3 collection at this point. Our vault progress, as you can see, my vault progress jumped by more than 1%. That means that's because I have basically all of MH3 collected. So every pack I open is basically like every 100 packs I get a vault basically. Like, so that's pretty cool. That being said, not much more for me to say here. Again, I do apologize if the games in this video aren't very interesting to you. Like 2 of them were literally just my opponent does nothing and concedes. I apologize for that. That's kind of shameless, I know, but that's just unfortunately. I've been recording for like more than an hour now, and that's all I got for you. Like that's how bad Timeless is right now. If you want to see some other formats like Explorer, maybe even Standard, even though I don't really have wild cards for Standard right now, let me know. Again, I'll put up a poll, see what you want to play next, or what you want to play next, to give you some options. But yeah, that's pretty much it from me. I'm the control guy. I really do hope you enjoyed this video nonetheless, and I bid you all farewell. Peace.